True,
that's
15 mile an hour crash.
Yeah. So today's the day that we finally get round to taking the bumper off the front of the Audi S3. To see what the damage is like at the front and try and figure out what actually happened. So we have been sorting the garage out lately, now, which is just by there, and this Caddy that's behind me, Volkswagen Caddy Mark 1, sweet car, it's going to be a wicked project to follow. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you can see future videos on that, which will be coming fairly soon. But that car has just come out of the garage because we're sorting out the garage, so to give us enough room to work on the S3, we have to move the Caddy forward, and then we'll be able to take the bumper off and see what actually happened and try and figure out what damage is salvageable, what parts are salvageable, and what parts we need to order. It is threatening to rain, so we're going to have to move quickly. So you're probably wondering what on earth is going on. You probably want some backstory about this car that's behind me. So there's Jordan working on his new car, his new Pride and Joy. Jordan is the guy that's pulled the short straw of buying the car off my brother. Dan, my brother, was driving it around happily, lovely, happy days, jolly, lovely and fun, and the clutch decided to go. As you may or may not know, the Audi S3 has got the Quattro four-wheel drive system on it, so it's a nightmare to take the gearbox out to change the clutch. So as a result, it's kind of just been sat there because he did have a different car that he was driving around as well, and he kind of just, one thing led to another, and well, it's just been sat on the driveway for about 2.5 years. Now, click on the pop-out banner just in the corner by there and you can watch the previous instalment where we start the Audi for the first time. But now fast forward 3 years and Jordan's bought the car off my brother and is going to try and sort of bring it back to life. So we're going to have to take the bumper off to try and see what this damage is about, because it was in a front end smash just before it came off the road. Nah, it's not level, that's the problem. So having watched a few videos on the old YouTube, School of YouTube, these clips of, oh, have you got, where's the clip there? You've got a little part spin going on here. So here's the clip that comes out the top of the bumper. So that's in there, screw into the top of that bit, pull it out with some pliers, then that pops out and then that releases the clip and you can just pull the clip out. So Jordan's already done these four at the top here, and the top of the bumper's free. So now the next stage is to undo the inner arch from the front part where it's connected to the bumper so that bit's free as well. Now I should be able to show you a bit better in a second, but you can see here whatever's behind the bumper has kind of poked through. Now we're hoping that that's just the bit of expendable material that's on the front of the metal that's behind the bumper. Worst case scenario, I think that front bit may have just bent in a bit and it may have sort of pulled the chassis rails in with it. But the other question is, if we look right here, the right hand wing has actually ridden up the A-pillar there, which is a bit weird. And also look how close that is there. And then there's also that gap there. The doors are fine because they line up everywhere else. It's just this arch that has a bit of a problem. In a separate issue, the wheel actually fell off once when there was spaces on the car, and I think the bolts weren't long enough and it hit into the fender, which is just by there, which was a bit of a pain, which may have caused that damage. So we're nearly ready to take the bumper off. We've undone the screws underneath the inner arch, just inside the bumper. And it was, how many screws was it? 4? 3 or 4?
5 each side.
5 each side. Now the next stage is to pull these pieces off. and that just comes out, and then hopefully we can just sort of pull it out. I'll just do that.
Oh no. That's minimal. Yeah. Oh, I'm f***ing happy with that.
That's pulled that in a bit. That looks like it's pointing that way a bit. Here we are then. So there's the damage. That's the main damage there, and it's just pushed the horn into the rad there.
New fan as well.
So maybe new fan. It does look okay on the other side though, but it might not. I don't know. I can't.
Peace of mind.
Yeah, like you say, it's probably best to change it anyway for peace of mind. But that's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's
true.
That's
15-mile-an-hour crash.
Yeah. That rail does look like it's bent. It's kind of pointing over there a bit. Should we try and unbolt this now?
Yeah.
And take it off, because it's going to have to come off anyway, isn't it? And it's all, yeah, it's all quite confined there. So
yeah, look, that's all. No damage to this side.
yeah, that's so.
Even that snap would snap it if it had any sort of impact. That's done for.
That's wicked, really, isn't it?
The only damage that's
awesome.
been done is by the horn. Took a chunk out of it.
All in all, that's really, like, you know, no damage to compared to what it could and what we thought it would have been. Yeah, £100 for new. Let's have it if you got it on your phone there.
It loads.
There we go, £100.
With everything.
If this video goes live before we manage to buy that crash bar, don't buy it, because we want it.
This one's snipes.
Literally, as I kind of suspected, that square that you can see, that imprint, is literally just from that bit of sponge there. It's quite hard sponge, so that's why it's made an imprint in the bumper. But you've spoken to some more people, and they reckon that they can save all the bumper as well.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. Okay, then right. Well, the bump is still connected to the fog lights at the bottom, and that's the washer squirter. Yeah, so we need to disconnect that. We can take the bumper away then, and then we can get to removing this screwed up crash bar. Alright, okay, plan C then.
Yeah. The impact's really weird, it's like a bullet.
Yeah, it's really precise.
Circle, pinpointed impact.
Yeah, that's literally right there.
And there's nothing on here.
So we've moved the car forward away from the water. We're going to try and take the crash bar off and see if there is any more secret damage hiding from us. But I mean, all in all, compared to what it could have been, seeing the front of the bumper and hearing about what happened, it could have been a lot worse than it is. And I think the car's come off really lightly, really. If you drop the bar down, turn that off.
I'll give you a rough one and like, yeah. Alright. Barely even bent on the back.
I mean, so we've managed to take the crash bar off now. I know, I keep saying it, but I'm just amazed at how little damage there is. I mean, looking at the bumper, I suppose it didn't look too bad, but you look at the bumper, which is just here, there's these this little indent just by here that was obviously caused by the little there you are, that little bit there, and that's it really for the bumper. There is a little bit of damage here, which is something's gone into there, maybe the number plate or something like that from the back of the other car. Now there are these little bits by here which are quite hard. It's all quite hard plastic, which we think may have gone, well, we think may have caused the pin prick kind of hole there, because it's just one very small point of contact right there. Having taken everything else off, we can see that the radiator is damaged. The horn has just gone into the radiator. There's a bit of damage to the radiator vanes by there. If you'll focus, there we are. And I mean that's it. But it's new radiators, new crash bar, and a lot of the bits that you see here, 99 quid on eBay. Well, Jordan's found someone who can salvage repair that bumper, because apparently they go for about 450, which is ludicrous for what it is. I mean, I suppose the rarity of the car and the actual nature of the car itself means that the price is kind of driven a bit higher, and the bumpers on their own are probably quite rare. And then we got these wings as well. There's minor dents in the wings, that can all be sorted. Don't know about that bottom bit, that might require a new wing, but hopefully that can be repaired. And then the only other bit is this part on that wing there, and that's basically it. So there's a bit of a ding on the door where the mirror was hit against something, and the mirror has actually gone into the door, so there's a bit of paint missing just by there. But yeah, all in all, it's pretty I wish I bought it. There we are, episode 2 concluded, and we found out that actually the damage on the car is, I mean, you don't have to listen to me say it again. The damage is really, really positive. Good news, and all the parts that we need relatively cheap on eBay. There we are. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see future content on this bad boy. And I'll catch you in the next video.